Hey peeps, it's Sophie from Disrupt Tutoring, and today we're dealing with the 2018 Grade 10 Physical Science paper, and this is a question on the experimental method. So let's read through it. Experiments were done to investigate the effect of temperature on the speed of sound. One person beat a drum, while another person, who was standing 50 meters away from the sound source, recorded the time traveled by the sound. They performed the experiment at different temperatures at different times of the day. They recorded their findings in the table below. So you can see there is a table below, and it shows that temperature, the different temperatures they took measurements at, and then the corresponding speeds of sound at that time. So for the first question, I've written them in the sticky notes. The first says, what is the investigative question or the research question? So this is the question you ask to find out what you're actually solving by doing the experiment. So because they've done measurements of the speed of sound at different temperatures, the research question becomes, what is the relationship between the speed of sound and temperature? And then the independent variable becomes the thing that is being changed. So you can see here that temperature is changing at every point. So, and then speed of sound changes because temperature is changing. That means that temperature is the independent variable and sound speed is the dependent variable. So that is this part done. Then it says calculate the speed of sound at 20 degrees Celsius. So the first thing we have to do is look at the table. So you can see that at 20 degrees Celsius, the speed of sound is 0.146 seconds. And that's the time it takes to travel this 50-meter part here. So that just becomes a motion in one dimension question. And we're assuming that the velocity or the speed of sound is constant. So that means we can use this formula. V is equal to change in position over change in time. And we know that it's traveling 50 meters, and we know that the time it takes to travel 50 meters is 0.146 seconds, which means that the speed of sound at 20 degrees Celsius is 342.47 meters per second. Great, so that's just the simple formula, that the one-dimensional motion formula. And then 7.3 says, write down a conclusion for the investigation. So let's just talk through this. So what you can see when looking at the table is how the time taken for sound to travel 50 meters is changing with temperature. So we can see that as temperature increases, the time taken for sound to travel 50 meters decreases. So that means that the speed of sound increases because the time taken for the sound to travel is getting smaller and smaller as it gets hotter. So that's the conclusion for the investigation. Then it says, the person who beat the drum noticed that the sound reflected back after a while. Name the term used to describe the reflection of sound waves. And of course we know this is an echo. Like everyone has done when they've gone to a big room or a cave. You know, you yell your name, it comes back to you. That's an echo. Okay, so that's that for this question. Nice and short one. So before I go, I'd like to say a very special thank you to our epic sponsor for making this video possible. You can read all about them in the description below. You can also be sure to visit our website for more of these epic tutorial videos. And if you can't find the answer to your question, you can send us the question and we'll respond with a personalized video just for you. So until next time, stay epic.